Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape, vinyl tape,
carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. And man, I always get excited when I get a chance to talk to my brother, man, Harold DeLoach. Harold, what's going on, man? How are you, my friend?
How are you, Kev? Great to hear from you.
Great to be heard from. Listen, I know you are a busy man, but I thank you for taking the time out just to kind of talk to us and give us an update. And it's been several years since we've spoken to one another. So what are you doing now? What's the biggest project going on in your life?
So right now, Kevin, I am running an electrician training program called the Academy of Industrial Arts. It is a self-paced, part-time, evening electrician training program where I'm helping people to transition from one career into another, which specifically would be into the building trades.
Man, that's fantastic. So because of the pandemic, is the course online?
Yes, Kev, and that's actually a great question, because what I did 2 years ago when we went into the lockdown,
yes,
I actually transitioned out of my classroom into a hybrid model. So my students are with me on Zoom.com one night a week, and then they're actually in a hybrid form with me in the field on actual working job sites and live service calls to get the hands-on performance parts. So it's a very unique program.
It sounds unique. Now, my next question is, because you're saying you're using part of the Zoom platform, do folks have to be in the Philadelphia area to be a part of your class?
Actually, no, Kevin. I'm positioned to train people worldwide.
Whoa. So, as you know, I live here in Trenton, New Jersey. So if students were to register for your class, they're in Trenton, New Jersey, that would not be a problem with them going through the program and or obtaining their license?
Well, Kev, that's actually a two-pronged path.
Gotcha.
So to become licensed in this industry, you have to spend at least 4 to 6 years in most major cities, which we call jurisdictions in the trade.
Yes.
You have to spend some time working as an apprentice under a licensed master electrician.
Yes.
So my program serves a pre-apprenticeship program to help you start that journey.
Got you. I like that. Now let's take a pause for a second. And how did all this begin? Because I know that you and we met at the Young Entrepreneurs at Wharton. And I think at that time you were the premier de facto DJ.
Yes.
Oh.
So Kev, as you know, life can bring you many chapters along your journey.
Absolutely.
So I actually transitioned from the music industry in the early 90s into the building trades.
Wow.
So I went to trade school. It worked out really well for me. I got a great education. I worked really, really hard to recreate that experience for my students. And once I transitioned into the building trades in the early 90s, to be honest with you, Kev, I hit the ground running and didn't look back until the last recession, which probably lasted from '08 to about 14.
Wow.
And that's when I transitioned into education and training. But along that journey leading up to me getting into the education arena, I actually sold real estate for 4 years.
Okay. So you're a licensed real estate agent.
Yeah, at some point I was licensed to sell real estate in Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and New Jersey. So I actually sat at a desk for 4 years marketing homes to be listed and sold. So I went through hours and hours of training to be an agent. And to be honest with you, I learned a lot of marketing techniques, strategies. I worked through a real estate brokerage at the time. It was Prudential, Fox, and Roach.
Yes.
They had offices sprinkled throughout the tri-state area.
Yes.
So I got my license through that brokerage, and I did that for about 4 years. And to be honest with you, Kev, it was so expensive being a real estate agent. I had to get a job just to keep up with all of the marketing expenses.
Oh, I thought the marketing expense was paid by the broker.
No. So when you're a real estate agent,
yes,
you are responsible for doing most of the marketing yourself, and you actually bear most of the expense of that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so I actually had to kind of get a job to support that endeavor. And my first job was teaching in the Philadelphia prison system.
Wow.
As a building trades instructor.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, man. One of the things I've always admired about you and I've always loved about you, man, was you've always had like 3-4 jobs, 3 or 4 opportunities clicking at the same time. And I guess that's what's needed and necessary if you're going to be a successful entrepreneur. But why the love of building and trade? Why that?
Well, Kev, it was basically working with what I got.
Gotcha.
And what I had at the time was at least 20 years experience as an electrician, working on various types of construction job sites, residential, commercial, light industrial. And really, I had to find a way to leverage what I had at the time, because it would take too long and it would be too costly to retool completely at the time during the recession.
Yes.
So I leveraged the skill set that I had, and it led me to teaching.
Wow. And if I can recall anything about you, you were a fantastic student, a fantastic person. So I only can imagine you are a fantastic teacher. So typically, what is the prototype, if there's such a thing, of the student coming to you that wants to learn about being an electrician? What does he or she look like?
Mr. Wortham, that's a great question. So to be honest with you,
yes,
there is this myth that in order to become a tradesperson or to go to trade school, you have to have some kind of prior experience or prior exposure to the trades to qualify to become an electrician, but that's actually not true.
Okay.
And from my experience, being in the educational arena, teaching the vocational trades, the best electricians are the ones that are coming from a completely different industry.
Wow.
Somebody that's coming in with no prior exposure, no prior experience, somebody that I, as an instructor or the contracting company, the employer that they work for, somebody that they can groom from scratch that doesn't have bad habits that they established from working in the industry prior.
Gotcha.
So it's actually really good to find someone who's eager and bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and is willing to just start learning from scratch.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't matter whether you are a male student, 19 or 17, just graduating from high school, or a young lady that's actually worked in the healthcare industry for years, or hospitality, and you're ready to transition out. Those are the ideal candidates that are just ready for a fresh new start.
Wow. Wow. Now let me ask this question. So are you working with any school district so that your program becomes part of the curriculum?
Yeah, so presently I am a program provider for Big Picture Philadelphia.
Yes.
And through them, I'm a program provider to Vaux High School in North Philadelphia at 25th and Master, and El Central High School in the Kensington section of Philadelphia. So I meet with those students once a week on Thursdays, and I am literally teaching 10th, 11th, and 12th graders how to become an electrician from scratch.
Wow.
And this is a wonderful opportunity because, Kevin, as you know, over the past 30 years, the vocational trades have almost been eliminated from the high school curriculum.
Yes. Yes. And more importantly, the high school curriculum for urban schools.
Yes.
Almost like non-existent, man. So I like that, man. So my next question is, so as you're moving along, at what point do the unions say, Harold, we want to be a part of this? Because I know typically, you know, your unions are strong in Philadelphia. Do they accept students coming out? Are they willing to employ or give apprenticeship to students that you've taught, that you facilitated?
Well, to be honest with you, the union trade organizations,
yes,
they have their own model. They have their own screening and onboarding process. So getting into the electrical union, whether it's Philadelphia or New Jersey or some other jurisdiction, it's a formal process to enroll.
Yes.
And they do it once a year, and you have to apply. So they actually kind of run a different model.
Okay.
Where they kind of screen and make the process a little more formal. So for some people, that can be very intimidating.
Yes.
And it's also probably a small number of apprentices that each local takes in a year.
Yes.
So that number's kind of fixed, and I'm sure it fluctuates with the amount of work that their contractors have.
Yes.
Well, my program, it's basically an enrollment process, not an application process. So my program's open to the public. And to be honest with you, the contractors that I provide apprentices to, they're just looking for someone that is mobile, right? Someone that is dependable and loyal, and they're willing to kind of work with them where they are. So it's a different process.
Got you. Now, are you currently teaching, and do you currently have students apprenticeshipping under you?
Yes. So
wow.
under a regular class schedule, I have about 4 classes going. And today I am working with a student who I would like you to meet. Her name is Erica Lockwood. And I think the last time we got a chance to talk, you talked to Marilyn Candeloro, who's
yes.
doing very well,
yes.
By the way. She is actually like an efficiency manager for one of the largest residential solar installation companies in Philadelphia called Solar States.
Wow.
So when we last spoke, she was just starting
yes.
to transition out of the hospitality industry.
Yes.
Well, since then, Kevin, she's been working full time in the industry, being a vital part of a electrical contracting firm.
Man, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. Because I remember that interview. I think you guys were coming from class, and you're also on lunch break at that time. So that was good.
Yep, she's done really well.
Awesome. Give her my regards. Now, the young lady that you wanting me to talk to now?
Yes.
Okay.
So actually I'm in transit
Gotcha.
to meet with her now.
Got you.
And I'll try to slam her into the interview.
Okay.
And we are in West Philly.
Okay.
Working for seniors that need some security lighting.
So this is your personal project that you're working on, that you're taking a student with you as well.
Yes, that's actually how I train my students.
Okay. Now let me ask this question while we're waiting for her to come on board. Suppose, now here's the scenario. I'm in Trenton, New Jersey. I've got two friends that run electrical businesses. I've known them for years. How would that look like? What would that look like if a student went through your programming, but then did the apprenticeship under them? Is that possible? What would that look like?
So what it would look like is the students that enroll in my program, they meet with me one night a week.
Yes.
Typically it's Monday nights,
yes,
6 to 9 p.m. for 10 weeks.
Yes.
And I teach my students in the first semester all of the processes that you have to go through and the things that are required to become an electrician.
Yes.
So the first two modules in semester one is basically introduction to the electrical trades.
Yes.
So my students learn the differences between all of the different types of electricians so they can begin to carve out a career path as they're learning the trade.
Yes.
So they learn the difference between a residential electrician, commercial, industrial, lineman, and a instrumentation technician.
Yes.
So the best thing that someone learning the trade can do for themselves is to figure out what path they want to take. So we spend about 2 weeks going over wages and salaries and roles, responsibilities, and opportunities that electricians have for them in each sector of this industry.
Yes.
After that, we go over electrical safety, where, Kev, I basically show these guys how not to kill themselves on the job site.
How not to blow up.
How not to blow things up.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go into electrical theory,
yes,
where they learn about how electricity is generated, transmitted,
yes,
distributed. We talk about all of the different characteristics of an electrical circuit.
Yes.
So they learn about amps and volts and current and resistance. After that, we go into electrical tools, where they learn about the tools that an electrician has in their tool bag every day.
Yes.
Then after that, we go into introduction to basic electrical circuits, and they begin to learn about how switches work, lights, all of the basics.
Yes.
And in 10 weeks, they actually have enough information to figure out whether or not this is a career path that they want to pursue, and if this is a program that's a good fit for them.
Okay.
And if they like it, they can enroll for a second semester, and I kind of coach them along how to transition into the trades while I start connecting them with contracting companies and resources in the industry to help them transition in. So it can be a fairly seamless process.
Now let me ask a personal question. When a student is apprenticeshipping under you, do you provide them with a small stipend?
Well, that would come directly from the contracting company.
Okay. And
our partner.
Your partner. Now, what is the typical cost for a program like this?
Well, my program is a unique business model. So my students pay a tuition of about $600 per semester, and each semester runs about 10 weeks. And traditionally, when you go to a large brick and mortar school program, you have to take out student loans that could run anywhere from $18,000 to $30,000.
Wow.
And that could be anywhere from 6 months to about 12 months of training. And those are typically certificate and diploma programs. So what I've figured out a way is to create a process that's a little more efficient, a little less intimidating, and more accessible.
Wow. And seeing that you're partnering up with 2 high schools in the Philadelphia School District, they can provide the credibility and also pay for the tuition of the students.
They can.
Yes.
So I also have a partnership with the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, the Free Library of Philadelphia.
Wait.
And
let me stop you. You said the Philadelphia District Attorney Office? Do they need electricians?
They need programs for the youth in Philadelphia, Kevin.
Wow. Now say more about that. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm actually a program provider for the juvenile diversion program.
Yes.
So for our young folks here in Philadelphia that may run into a little skirmish with the law, the district attorney will review their case or their file.
Yes.
And if the young person, kind of understands that there's some opportunities that exist to make amends for their little boo-boo, the district attorney's office will actually pay for them to attend my program.
Okay.
And if they complete it, Kev, they get their record expunged.
What? Oh, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. Now that could be a model for other agencies to partake in. That could be a model for other cities to review and see if that works well for them. And I mean, just off the top of my head, I know that would work well, right? Man, because that's a proactive way of engaging our young folks. Wow, I like that, man. But one of the things I'm loving about you and your enthusiasm is just seeping through this interview, man. You're very refined. You're very matter of fact when you're talking, and I can feel each and every word drop in terms of its meaning. So I know those classes and those students are walking away just feeling empowered, right? So thank you, Brother Howard. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Listen, that's my job, Kev.
Yes, sir.
I have been empowered with the resources and the opportunity to help people change their lives.
Yes.
So, I don't take that lightly, and I put my whole heart into it.
Yes.
And I tell my students all the time, I'm with them all the way.
I appreciate that.
My investment is in them, in their future careers.
Fantastic. So here's what I want you to do while we're waiting for your student. Tell the listening audience how they can be in contact with you.
So the fastest way is to go to the school's website, which is teaschool.com.
Yes.
So the name of the program is the Academy of Industrial Arts.
Yes.
The acronym for that is TAIA, T-A-I-A. So the website address is TAIA-school.com. That's the website.
Thank you.
Go to the website, and all of the information to enroll in the program is on there. There's some cool videos that kind of shows me working with my students.
Yes.
We highlight some of the partners and partnerships that we've created along the way. So it's a great resource.
Now, Harold, what I'm going to ask you to do is, as soon as we conclude this interview, man, I want you to somehow drop me a video, right? So that I can put it on the Entrepreneurial Enclave page on Facebook, and I can put that on the Entrepreneurial Enclave YouTube channel on that site as well. So folks can see you teaching, and they can just feel the power of your enthusiasm and what some of the students may be learning. Can you do that for me once we conclude the interview?
Oh, not a problem. Not a problem.
I know you love it. I know you love it, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all ready for you now.
Okay, you got the young lady by your side now?
All right, so I'm going to put you on with her.
Okay.
All right. Just ignore me.
Hello.
How are you? Good afternoon.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. What is your name again, please?
Erica.
Erica, welcome to the Entrepreneur Enclave. So let's talk about Howard. Is he a good facilitator? Is he a good teacher, Mr. DeLoach?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. DeLoach is a good teacher.
Now, how did you come about the program?
I actually mentioned it to my mom,
Okay.
and she knew someone who knew someone, and then I got connected with Harry.
Okay. And so, but I mean, was it always your thought to be an electrician?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So, what was the hook that brought you into it? Was it the money? Was it the excitement? What was it?
I would say a little bit of all of that.
Okay.
I have a master's in human services, so I did a lot of case management prior to COVID. And then, once the pandemic hit, it kind of just like opened my eyes to some options that I just wasn't aware of prior to going to school. So once I found out about Harry's program, it was like a hands-on situation where you could actually learn in the field, and that's what I wanted. So I jumped on it.
Let me stop you for a second, because I want to make sure I understand this. You have a master's in
Yes.
In what was that again?
I have a master's in human service and administration, and I have a bachelor's in social work.
Wow! So this was a total pivot for you.
Yeah. Yep.
And this was a result of the pandemic or some other things going on at that time?
Yep.
Wow. So you said, listen, I want a whole new industry, a whole new career. Wow.
Definitely.
So tell me, how intense is the training?
It's not intense at all.
Okay.
So every Monday night from 6 to 9, we're on Zoom.
Yes.
So we're online. It's pretty chill. We read material. Harry unloads the material, explains it, answers any questions that we have. And then throughout the week, any projects that he has, he'll let the whole group know, like via group chat, or he'll tell us Monday night during the Zoom class that he has jobs available. And anyone who's available can come out to the jobs.
I'm just blown away, because I was watching MSNBC a few nights ago, and it was talking about, as a result of the pandemic, folks are just reevaluating their lives. And
absolutely.
And so part of that reevaluation is people are trying to do something totally different. But why the electrical field for you? Were you thinking about, I want to repair my house, I want to be an electrician? What was the
I'm actually also a photographer.
Okay.
And I was looking into studio lighting.
Yes.
And I'm like, these prices are kind of crazy. Maybe I could do studio lighting myself. And I'm pretty good with my hands. And so then I was like, if I got into the electrical trade, I could do electrical work, and I would be able to master any lighting in any studio facility.
Yes.
So I was just thinking of ways that I could maximize on the skills that I already have and doing things that I already love. So it kind of just fell into place.
Fantastic. So now which project are you guys working on today?
We're in West Philly.
Yes.
Over on Larchwood Ave.
Yes.
And so we're about to work on some porches and some light fixtures, and some sensors, some sensor lighting in the backyard. Okay,
so that sounds like security sensors.
Yep.
Okay. And so now, how long have you been involved in the program?
I would say it's been maybe a little over 2 months.
Wow. That's fantastic. Wow. That's awesome. But what I'm most impressed about is you having a master's, and you decided that you wanted to do something else. And I just love it when people decide, you know what, I had enough of that industry. I want to do another career. I love it.
I mean, and the flip side of it is it's not a lot of money in it.
Okay.
And you realize that you want to help people more than they want to help themselves. It becomes really draining.
Yes.
For pennies.
Yes.
So it's just like, the math wasn't really mathing. So I had to reevaluate some things.
So you're saying the demand and the stress was overwhelming.
Very much so.
Wow. And this is more relaxing.
Definitely. You can make your own hours. You literally have freedom. You can pick up the job you want, and you can turn in the job you don't really have time for or can't sit in. So it's awesome.
I'm looking at my crystal ball. 3 years, 5 years out. What are we doing? You're doing. You are your own entrepreneur. You've got your own.
Yeah, okay. I would like to have my own electrical something.
Okay. Haven't
decided exactly what, but definitely something in this field of my own.
Now, maybe you don't know the answer, but Harold would know the answer. Are there any female African-American women, Latino women that own their own electrical contracting businesses?
I'm not sure.
Wow,
I'm not sure.
Because I think with your background, man, you would be a great fit for them as well. And if not, you're certainly going to be the first one that we're going to offer and ask you to come back on the show and to tell us how you're doing so far.
All right, no problem.
It has been a pleasure speaking to you. Nothing but success. And so I guess the first lesson is you've learned not to blow yourself up, right?
Yes. Turn the power off.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Listen, continued success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You as well.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she was fantastic. And I was asking her, did she know of any Latino or African-American women that were running their own electrical firms, electrical companies? Do you know of such?
Yes. So there is a young lady named Dana that went through my electrical license prep course.
Yes.
She's on my website. She's in all of my marketing material.
Yes.
So she actually came through my advanced course and prepared for the Master Electricians exam for the city of Philadelphia.
Okay.
And she passed. And to my understanding, she is the only, black female licensed master electrician in Philadelphia that I've ever met. And definitely the youngest, because she's in her very early 30s.
Man, that's wonderful, man. That is fantastic. But yeah, it sounds like you're busy now, so I'm not going to take any more of your time. But just one more time, tell the listening audience as to how they can be in contact with you.
So I can be reached through the TAIAschool.com website. So that's TAIA-school.com. TAIAschool.com. All of the information about the program is on the page. There's a way you can email me or call me directly. All of the buttons are on the website. So I'm very easy to reach. Fantastic.
And so any other final thoughts that you would want to say to a potential student?
Well, Kev, as you know, right now the construction industry is facing a lot of headwinds because there is a shortage of electricians that are in the industry. A lot of electricians are retiring because most of the seasoned electricians in this trade, they're baby boomers and they are retiring at a rapid pace.
Yes.
So right now, our industry needs to do a lot to encourage young people and people from other backgrounds, other industries to consider the building trades. So this is, not just a program, it's actually a movement to get more people into the trades.
And you are the leader of such movement, man. That's all right.
Yes.
Listen, we had talked earlier very quickly. We had talked earlier about the video. So whenever you get a chance, just shoot me a copy of those two videos, and I'll post it to my pages and to my channel, YouTube channel.
Cool. Kev, what kind of phone do you have?
So this is the Android phone.
Android phone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I have to figure. So if I send it to you, it's probably going to come really small.
Okay.
So I have to figure out an efficient vehicle to get it to you.
Or you can send it to me email.
Okay. All right. I'll try to send it as a
or Facebook Messenger. Either way.
Okay. I'll try it that way.
Harold, thank you, brother. You never cease to amaze me. Always so much information in this podcast interview. Thank you, my brother.
Kev, have a great day.
You as well, man. Thank you so much.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. We look forward to you joining us for our next one. Until next time.